We're back here on the Yaffee program. This is basically your Alabama election campaign headquarters, especially on this show, News Talk 770 AM, 92.5 FM, WVNN, the Yaffee program. I am Alabama's voice of reason, but you already knew that. Joining me on the show right now, joins me every Friday, is Brad Presnall. He is a political consultant. Let me list all the people he works for right now. He was Jay Mitchell, he's working for his campaign. Andrew Sorrell, state auditor. Tommy Tuberville is running for governor. Dale Strong is a congressman running for re-election. And the AEA. Did I miss anyone, Brad? Who else are you working for these days?
You're up to date. Sounds pretty good.
Okay. You got quite a list there. So let's start with the Attorney General's race. You're supporting Jay Mitchell. I had Pamela Casey on yesterday. She's also supporting Jay Mitchell. Anything new on that? I mean, the runoff's coming up soon.
Well, Yaffee, as you know, the Mitchell campaign has had a lot of questions and criticisms of Catherine Robertson, his opponent, accepting well over $3 million from dark money, untraced groups during the span of the campaign. And I was looking over the campaign finance reports a couple of days, Yaffee, and I saw something that I really don't understand, and I think it needs an explanation, and maybe you or some other outlet can get an answer. There are two expenditures from the Robertson campaign, the first one on October 17th, 2025, and the next on December 2nd, 2025. And both of these are for the same identical money, $4,213.07, for a total of $8,426.14 to Southside Pain Specialists in Birmingham. The Robertson campaign has these expenditures listed as advertisement, and I went to the pain clinic's website, and there aren't any banner ads, so I don't see how this is for advertisement. I just wonder why a candidate for office is paying a pain clinic with campaign donations. And, you know, when these finance reports come out and we look at them and they raise questions, the public should not have to dig, speculate, or guess. The burden is on the campaign to explain. And when the explanation is simple, it should be provided promptly. When it's not, the public has a right to keep asking. And I'm asking, to myself, why is an attorney general candidate using campaign donations to pay a pain clinic? What service was actually provided? Why is it called advertising? If everything is above board, great, then just explain it. But right now it looks strange, and I think voters deserve clarity on this.
All right, we'll have to ask. Maybe they have ads in the office? I mean, did you visit the office itself?
$8,426 worth? I mean, come on. I mean, that's strange.
That is a lot.
I'm not making accusations. I'm just asking a simple, reasonable question, and I think voters deserve a clear answer immediately, because Tuesday's the election, and maybe a reporter will do their job and will actually call the Robertson campaign today and ask them what this expenditure is actually for.
Okay. We'll have to see what happens there. This is the first I have heard of it, so maybe I'll reach out to her. By the way, talk about once again why you're supporting Jay Mitchell.
I think Jay Mitchell's the man for the job. He has the most experience. He is supported by most Alabamians by looking at his campaign finance report, where he's in the high 90s of accepting money from individuals here in the state. Some PAC money, but he doesn't hide the movers and shakers that are giving him money. He lets you know who supports him, who's behind him. And you can trust Jay Mitchell. I mean, he has been a practicing attorney for many, many years. Was on the Supreme Court. He's ready to lead Alabama in this very important position that many would say is the second most position in the state behind the governor. So, Yaffee, we need Jay Mitchell. We need a steady hand, somebody who's stable and who can really do the job and not get shook up anytime something happens where somebody may say no to him, you can't do this, or there's pushback. We need a stable hand, and Jay Mitchell's the man for that.
Yeah, one thing Pamela Casey kept bringing up is that Catherine Robertson, I guess, never really prosecuted cases. She did work. I mean, she does work in the Attorney General's office, but you think experience is a problem.
Right. You can work for somebody and see things, but if you don't do it yourself, you're not qualified to do all kinds of things, whether you're a plumber or whether you're running for Attorney General. You have to actually have done it. And this is not a job that needs on-the-job training. I'm sure she did a great job as office manager and as a PR person for Attorney General Marshall, Well, we need somebody with Jay Mitchell's experience.
Speaking with Brad Presnall, is a political consultant, also works for Congressman Dale Strong, who, yes, is running for re-election. He is in the district of Huntsville, that area. Talk a little bit about what he has done recently. I always see like a press release that he puts out of how he secured some kind of funding or some kind of project for this area. I mean, constantly, and I guess there's more stuff.
Yeah, Yaffee, it seems like every week when I'm on your show, we talk about something that he is working on or something that he got accomplished. And I've got three quick things I can mention here. He just delivered $16.5 million in road infrastructure and energy upgrades for North Alabama. This means safer roads and major congestion relief, especially on Jeff Road and Blake Bottom, which people listening, I'm sure, understand that and travel those roads every day and will appreciate that. He's also going to expand corridors in Huntsville and Madison, and we have new improvements at Huntsville International Airport coming. And he also secured funding, Yaffee, for a new natural gas pipeline to boost energy reliability. So that's something that's very important for us. And he also just voted to fully fund President Trump's immigration enforcement agenda, which is going to pass the Secure America Act. It delivers the support, Yaffee, that we have to accelerate removals of these criminal illegal aliens. And also it continues to strengthen border security. The Democrats tried hard. They really did to block it. But Congressman Strong held the line. The bill passed the House, and now it's headed.
We might have lost him. He might call back. So just keep an eye on the phone there. But, yeah, he was talking about Congressman Dale Strong. I wanted to actually ask Brad if he comes back on. I actually wanted to ask him about the U.S. Senate campaign. Now, Brad was a supporter of and worked for Rodney Walker as a political consultant. And Rodney Walker didn't make the runoff, and he came out and endorsed Barry Moore because Barry Moore was Trump's pick. But as you know, Jared Hudson has been out there accusing Barry Moore of stolen valor. Now, I actually think Dale Jackson pretty much did the best job delving into this because he has the experience kind of in that area. But he delved into this, and then this morning he had spoken with Jared Hudson and basically, asked Barry Moore a simple question. Or asked Jared Hudson a simple question. Do you think Barry Moore is a veteran? And he wouldn't answer the question. Why? Because, well, this has been a convenient campaign attack against Barry Moore because Jared Hudson is probably going to lose. And he needed something to get attention. I mean, there were some polls out there showing it pretty close. I guess turnout maybe is everything. But I was very, very skeptical that Jared Hudson was really going to have a chance because that means Jared Hudson would have to pick up pretty much all of Steve Marshall's voters, and I just didn't see that happening. I mean, Steve Marshall is probably closer to a Barry Moore in terms of similarities and supporting Trump and experience and everything else than he would be to a Jared Hudson. So you would think that a lot of voters would go from Marshall to Moore, not to Hudson. And it sounds like Brad Presnall is back on with us. Brad, you there?
Yeah, I don't know what happened, Yaffee. When did I get cut off?
You were talking about some of the accomplishments. You were almost wrapped up talking about what Dale Strong has brought to us. You were actually talking about the fact that he voted on that reconciliation bill for ICE and CBP, and it was good to get that through. Although it's unfortunate that we're just not able to get the SAVE Act through.
Right. You know, he's continuing to fight for these things for North Alabama, and he's about results, not just talking about them. I know we see congressmen all over the country talk about what they want to do, and Congressman Strong thinks, that's fine to talk, but I want to deliver, and that's what he is doing for North Alabama.
So let me ask you this. I was just talking about it. Any thoughts on the back and forth between Barry Moore and Jared Hudson over the claims of stolen valor? I don't know if you heard the interview during Dale's show this morning. Jared Hudson would not answer the question if he believes Barry Moore is a veteran. I mean, I would think the average Alabama voter, if you ask them, do you think someone in the National Guard is a veteran? They would say yes. I mean, to me anyway, it just seems like the average person out there would be like, yeah, of course that's a veteran. It's weird that this has become like a controversy, but what do you think?
Well, we have to understand what we're in, and we're in the midst of a campaign that's fixing to wrap up, and this is a zero-sum game. You win or you lose, and I'm not going to criticize Congressman Moore or Jared Hudson about their campaigns. They're doing and saying what they need to feel like they need to bring out for the voters to hear, and I know they're going at it, and hopefully we'll get the right man for the job. But Yaffee, it gets down to definitions and picking hairs, and all campaigns do it. Sometimes things are more important than others. I just think these are two men that really want to represent Alabama, and they're going at it. And so hopefully Alabama will make a correct choice next Tuesday, and we'll get somebody in there who can work with Senator Brett and push forward our agenda as Alabamians.
Okay. Now, your guy, Bronny Walker, didn't make it, but he endorsed Barry Moore, right?
Yes, he did. Pretty much right after the campaign. I mean, I'm sorry, right after the primary was done a couple of weeks ago, Rodney came out. Yes, he did.
Yeah, and that was mostly because of the Trump endorsement, from what I remember.
Pretty much, yeah. And he thought that Barry was ready to go in on day one, since, obviously he's a congressman and been a congressman for several years, and he just felt like that he could go in day one and do a good job.
All right, Brad Presnall, political consultant, works for lots of different people. Brad, appreciate it. As always, sorry we got cut off there, but you got most everything in you wanted to get in. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thank you, Yaffee. Appreciate you.
All right, there you go. If you have any reaction to any of that, you can weigh in. We have our Yaffee text line. Yes, I branded the Yaffee text line. I'm just like Trump. I brand it. Everything is just Yaffee now. 866-494-986. By the way, this segment of the program brought to you by Jay's Appliance Outlet. Need a new appliance? Want to go shopping for a new appliance this weekend? Well, how about, do you want to save up to 60% on that new appliance? Yes, you can at Jay's Appliance Outlet, located off 72 in Athens, right next to the Dollar General before the Pep Boys as you're going towards downtown Athens on 72. You want to go today if you need a new maybe washer or dryer. In fact, you can get an even better deal because they get these scratch and dent deals. And who cares if there's like a little dent on your washer in your laundry room? Who cares if you can save a lot of money getting that and it works great and they service what they sell? Go to Jay's Appliance Outlet, save some money, and get what you need today. You can also give them a call. Dial pound 250, say the keywords Jay's Appliance Outlet, pound 250 Jay's Appliance Outlet. They have the best brands, the best prices, the best customer service. They can deliver to the area. And did I mention they service what they sell? They can fix your broken appliance as well. Jay's Appliance Outlet. Go today. When you do, let them know you heard about it from Yaffee. Back in a moment on the Yaffee program.
The Yaffee program.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
Hey there, I'm Paula Pan. I help people make the smartest money decisions possible. If you don't control your money, it controls you.
Yeah, you're not in control of your finances and you have to look outside of yourself to live the life that you want. You're not in control of your life.
Like, what is it that you actually want? Money should follow the dreams and goals, because sometimes we make the dream and goal the money and you've overworked yourself and you've exceeded what you've needed for the actual thing you want. Sometimes we forget, like, what's the actual thing you want?
Afford anything. Follow and listen on your favorite platform. Hey there, I'm Paula Pan. I help people make the smartest money decisions possible. If you don't control your money, it controls you.
Yeah, you're not in control of your finances and you have to look outside of yourself to live the life that you want. You're not in control of your life.
Like, what is it that you actually want? Money should follow the dreams and goals, because sometimes we make the dream and goal the money and you've overworked yourself and you've exceeded what you've needed for the actual thing you want. Sometimes we forget, like, what's the actual thing you want?
Afford anything. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.